Okay, so for this discussion board today, I decided to do option number one, which was think of an activity you did today using what you learned in this module. Describe at least 5 parts of your brain and how they were involved in that activity. So for my work, I work in a dental office. I work in the front and the back, so kind of all over the place. It's kind of crazy. But it was kind of fun to think about how I'm using my brain and different parts of my brain and different things that I'm doing at work. So today I was working with the doctor assisting on some fillings and crowns and things like that. So that's the specific thing that I'm going to be focusing on to describe the 5 parts of my brain. So the first part that I chose was the motor cortex. The definition was strip of cortex involved in planning and coordinating movement. So, I think we probably use that every day more than we think we do. Anytime we move, we're using that part of our brain. But in a dental office, you're working in a very fast-paced environment and you have to be quick with your movements and what you're doing, like passing instruments or, cleaning a room. You just have to have quick movements and be able to coordinate them appropriately. For my second part of the brain, I chose to do the temporal lobe. It is located on the side of the head. It is used for hearing, memory, and emotion, and sometimes language. What I found interesting about learning about all these things in the brain is how many have memory attached to them. Almost every one somewhere says memory. So there's a lot of memories up in this brain. So when I'm assisting the doctor in a filling like I was today, I have to have a lot of muscle memory. I feel like a lot of the passing the instruments is muscle memory. What to do next, it's just like I'm not even thinking, I just pick it up, where I put it down. It's all muscle memory by now and just a memory in my head. And hearing, there's a lot of things that you have to hear on filling a cavity, like their bite, how the floss sounds, lots of things like that. Sometimes working long hours in a dental office with the same people every day can also become emotional and have emotion to it. It's just a very emotional, draining job sometimes. For the third part of my brain, I picked the Wernicke's area. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This area is important for speech comprehension. So in the dental office, before we start a filling, we have to be able to comprehend, one, what the doctor is saying, so dental terms, and then be able to speak them back to the patient for them to understand. We also have to create a treatment plan for them, so something that they can look over and be able to get them to comprehend what work we need to get done. I've seen a lot of situations in a dental office where the comprehension was not good at all, and so that left the patient feeling really uneducated about what they were going to do, and then that confuses everyone in the dental office. So the speech comprehension is huge. I feel like you have to be able to comprehend what's going on so that you can speak it to your patient and make sure they know what's going on as well. The fourth part that I chose to do is the hippocampus. It's a structure in the temporal lobe associated with learning and memory. So once again, memory. But I feel like memory is pretty much my whole job. Maybe everyone's job, honestly. You just almost memorize and learn what you're supposed to do, and then you do that every day. So when I'm doing a cavity filling, I have memorized completely what steps come first, second, and third. So I think I'm using the hippocampus part of my brain the very most when I'm at work and specifically doing a filling. The fifth part that I chose to look at was I honestly don't know if I'm going to say this right, quasireticular formation. It's a midbrain structure important in regulating the sleep, wake cycle, arousal, alertness, and motor activity. So I think it's really important, especially when you're working in healthcare and with patients, that you're alert and awake and you've had that sleep that you're supposed to get done. And then one more that I just wanted to touch on because it connects to one of my researches that I did was the VTA, ventral tegmental area. It's also a midbrain structure where dopamine is produced, associated with mood, reward, and addiction. So I thought that was really interesting because I think when we get rewarded, we all want to try to do better. And that's just part of our brain that's telling us that that's either a good reward or a bad reward. And then our actions go upon that. So I just thought that was really interesting. And in one of my articles, which is called Your Brain at Work, it was kind of a study of people talking about how to improve the workplace, roles in the workplace, and one of the main things that they were going to do was what motivates employees for reward. So I just thought that was interesting that that is what motivates us to do better and want to do better is rewards. So one of my last things that I researched was something called left versus right brain, and this is going to be with the questions I ask. So people describe the left brain as thinkers and are told that they have strong math and logical skills. So if this theory is true, I believe that in the dental field, you use more of your left brain. People who are right brain thinkers, on the other hand, are told that their talents are more creative and things like that. So my question to you is, do you think left versus right brain is real? Do you think that's something that can really be proven, that that's true? Some of us think left brain, some of us think right brain. And if it is true, what do you think you are? Do you think that you have left brain thinker, more strong math and logical skills, or right brain thinker, you're more on the creative side?